The news when it came was brief and to the point, a simple tweet from the Pike River Recovery Agency saying re-entry has happened. 8.5 years after the Pike River explosion claimed the lives of 29 men in one of the country's worst ever workplace disasters, 3 men finally re-entered the mine's drift today. Many of the families have fought for years for manned re-entry in a bid to recover the bodies of their loved ones and gather evidence on what caused the explosion. Media weren't allowed at the portal as the concrete seal was broken. The footage was released by the Pike River Agency this afternoon, but media were allowed to speak with family members afterwards. Our reporter Logan Church and videographer Simon Rogers were there.
As the sun broke through the morning mist above Pike River Mine, about 30 family members gathered at the gate to the road leading up to the mine. Anna Osborne, whose husband Milson died in the mine, has been fighting for years for it to be re-entered.
It feels bloody amazing, if I can say that. Finally, I've been wanting to say this for a very long time. We've had so many hiccups and roadblocks along the way, but today's the day it's going to happen. And look, it's really hard. I hardly slept last night because I was so excited about the events of today.
Just after 10 o'clock, those 30 family members hopped into vans for the 20-minute journey along a rough gravel road through the native bush to the mine entrance. Today's re-entry attempt was a marked contrast to early events, with the media not allowed on the site. The re-entry itself, though, took place around midday, with a 3-man team led by the mine's Chief Operating Officer, Dingy Pattinson. The families cheered as the mine was re-entered and the doors opened. Afterwards, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Mr. Pattinson, flanked by the 2 miners he led into the drift, described their experience.
Oh, look, it went according to plan. Went extremely well. We started the day off by we had to do exactly what we've been doing in the lead up to it. We had to get oxygen or fresh air up to 180 metres inside the tunnel. We done that early this morning, and then we had to lower the pressure in the mine again, which we done that, and that all went to plan.
Work removing the rest of the concrete seal began last Monday, ahead of a re-entry. But today was a day for the families of the 29 men who went to work at the mine and never came home. Some, including Tracy Kane Harvey, emerged carrying cylinders of the cut concrete seal from 30 metres inside the mine. She held it up like a trophy.
It was very emotional. It was hard them looking back and seeing all the lights, you know, something that we wish we could have seen nearly 9 years ago. But it has been good finally to, you know, get to this stage, and maybe, just maybe, one day one of us may be lucky, and also to have some justice for all of our men.
And for the others, it was simply a day to celebrate.
You know, it wasn't until I actually seen that bit of concrete come out today that I realised that we're on the way.
To me, it's almost like a mark of defiance, you know, when you're told that you can't do something and you know that in your heart that you can. And thanks to the backup that we've had.
And we've done it!
Yeah,
we've done it!
Yeah, we have. Yep, what a day.
Just,
21st, what a shame it wasn't on the 19th. I know, it's exciting. We just can't. If I was a drinker, I'd be under the table right about now, because it's something to celebrate. It's fantastic. Really, really good.
In some ways, today marks the end of a long, hard road for many of the Pike River families. But it also marks the start of a new journey, as the miners now have to go into the mine and examine it forensically, trying to figure out exactly what caused that explosion 8.5 years ago. And now the question is, what are they going to find? On the West Coast for Checkpoint, Logan Church.